God is a frequency, and this truth has been forbidden for centuries. They have been lying to you since your very first breath. Anxiety, illness, internal conflicts, you do not feel these by chance. You are trapped in a frequency that keeps you stuck, weak, and easily manipulated. There is an ancient wisdom, both forbidden and censored, buried under layers of false beliefs that a powerful elite has kept hidden from ordinary eyes for millennia. This truth does not just heal diseases or drive away anguish, it can literally reprogram your reality. Pay close attention. The secret revealed here is so striking and stunning that once you know it, you will never see life the same way again. You were kept in the dark for a reason. Knowledge is power, and that power was never in your hands, until now. While the vast majority continue to live like puppets, stuck in an artificial frequency of pain, fear, and suffering, a select group has mastered the hidden vibrational techniques used by Nikola Tesla and ancient civilizations to achieve infinite prosperity, complete healing, and expanded consciousness. But watch out, what you are about to see now will challenge all your programmed beliefs. Be prepared, because a whole new journey of profound knowledge is about to begin. It is a journey where hidden wisdom will be unveiled, completely transforming how you perceive the universe.
Your current reality is a direct result of the dominant frequencies you send out every day, often without even realizing it. Be careful with environments loaded with negativity and conflict, because they can tune you to lower, harmful frequencies. If possible, make small tweaks like decorating your house with harmonious geometric shapes, known as biogeometry, or spending more time in nature, where frequencies are naturally high and purifying. As you understand and apply these vibrational principles, you will notice that you are not simply living a life. You are co-creating it in real time. A small shift in your vibration may seem insignificant, but imagine adding up these tiny changes over weeks, months, and years. Altogether, they amount to nothing less than the complete transformation of your reality. Between the lines of time, there is a wisdom that refuses to be forgotten. A persistent echo from ancient civilizations resonates quietly through the ages, revealing a subtle code that many call a magical frequency. To the untrained eye, this might sound too mystical, but to those who dare to listen beyond the daily noise, it is a call to rediscover the true nature of reality. Ancient cultures, from the Egyptians to the Maya, from the Vedas to the Aboriginal peoples, did not view the world solely with their physical eyes. They listened. They listened to the stones, the rivers, the stars, and most importantly, they listened to the vibration of all that exists. They believed every being, object, and thought carries a unique frequency, a kind of energetic signature that, once understood and harmonized, can profoundly influence both matter and spirit. These ancient sages did not separate spirituality from science. To them, everything was woven into the same vibrational fabric. According to records from ancient Egypt, for instance, healing temples did not rely only on herbs or words. They used sounds, resonances, chants tuned to specific frequencies. It is no coincidence that some Egyptian ruins still echo sounds at 432 Hz, considered by many as the frequency of the universe for its alleged power to sync the mind, body, and soul with the natural rhythms of creation. But what did these civilizations know that we have forgotten? The truth is, this wisdom never actually disappeared. It just went into hiding. Locked away by esoteric orders, Tibetan monks, and forest shamans, this vibrational science was deemed too sacred to fall into unprepared hands. After all, as Hermes Trismegistus once said, as above, so below. Manipulating the vibrations of reality without wisdom is like handing a lightning bolt to a child. However, we are living in an era of rediscovery. Thanks to the progress of quantum physics, neuroscience, and contemporary spirituality, we are reclaiming what the ancients always knew. Everything vibrates, and vibration creates realities. The renowned scientist Nikola Tesla once said, "If you want to understand the secrets of the universe, Think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Today, practices like sound therapy using Tibetan bowls, mantras, and music at 528 Hz, often called the frequency of love, are being used to balance emotions, restore health, and deepen meditation. Advanced treatment centers in Germany, for example, use sound frequencies to treat neurological disorders, showing that this connection between science and spirituality is real and accessible. However, perhaps the most fascinating part is realizing that this wisdom is not out of reach. It beats within every one of us. Experiments with water led by Dr. Masaru Emoto demonstrated how words, intentions, and sounds can alter the molecular structure of water. Words of love produce harmonious crystals. Words of hate create chaotic forms. Considering that over 70% of the human body is made of water, imagine the impact of the vibrations we send out and receive on a daily basis. A single word can be a remedy or a poison. At this point, a quiet revolution begins. More and more people are waking up to the idea that we are not passive victims of reality, but vibrational co-creators of it. And that changes everything. By adjusting our internal frequencies through practices like meditation, mindful breathing, harmonic music, and connecting with nature, we can shift our vibrational field and, as a result, influence what we attract, feel, and manifest. This is an inner spiritual technology, always available yet rarely explored. To get started, you do not need any mystical gear. Even simple actions make a difference. Play music tuned to 432 Hz when you wake up, repeat mantras such as Om Mani Padme Hum throughout the day, or just sit in silence for 5 minutes while taking slow, deep breaths. Done with intention, these practices realign your vibrational field and reconnect you to life's original frequency. More than just a theory, this wisdom is a practice, a way of life. It is not about finding the sacred only in temples, but also recognizing it in the sound of the wind, in a child's laughter, and in the beating of your own heart. The magical frequency reminds us that everything is alive, everything speaks, everything sings, and we can learn how to listen. Here is the most intriguing question. If we learn to hear the universe's frequencies, could we learn to speak to it as well? Not in words, but in resonance. And if our thoughts, feelings, and actions vibrate at the same frequency as the reality we desire, do we become, in the end, true alchemists of our own existence? Many are beginning to ask questions like this, though the answers still rest in silence, awaiting those who dare to go beyond the visible, beyond the obvious. After all, the greatest key does not lie in what we hear with our ears, but in what we feel vibrating when all is quiet. And when that silence lines up with ancient wisdom, everything changes. The inner world reorganizes, the external world responds, and something profoundly transformative starts to emerge. At the frontiers where ancient knowledge meets modern scientific advances, a new therapeutic field is taking shape and gaining depth: frequency therapy. This practice, relegated for centuries to the realm of spirituality or traditional medicine, is re-emerging under the lens of technology, hinting at a silent and profoundly effective revolution in how we understand health, healing, and well-being. For a long time, mentioning vibrational healing was almost automatically linked to mysticism. But that perspective is shifting. Cutting-edge labs and respected universities have started investigating what ancestral traditions always affirmed. The human body responds to specific frequencies, and when those frequencies are out of whack, imbalances appear: physical, mental, and emotional. Modern science is beginning to demonstrate with mathematical precision that sound, light, and electromagnetic fields can prompt significant biological responses. This is no longer about belief, but evidence. Researchers at Yale University, for instance, have shown that certain mechanical vibrations help regenerate bone tissue faster than conventional treatments. Meanwhile, labs at MIT have documented how low-frequency sound impulses can affect the behavior of human cells, including tumor cells. Central to this approach is one simple but powerful principle: resonance. Just as a crystal glass can vibrate to the point of shattering if it is exposed to the right frequency, our cells also respond to vibrational stimuli. Every cell type has a natural frequency, a unique note. When it is exposed to the correct vibration, the cell can be energized, repaired, or even broken apart if it is out of balance, like what happens to cancer cells. One of the most promising areas is vibrational oncology. In a study led by Dr. Anthony Holland, frequencies ranging between 100 kHz and 300 kHz were able to destabilize the membranes of cancer cells without affecting nearby healthy cells. These findings have paved the way for devices that do not use drugs or radiation, only sound, like healing could really come in the form of music. And perhaps it can. Frequency therapy is already being practically applied in many countries. Specialized clinics use bioresonance machines, PEMF, pulsed electromagnetic field devices, and healing sound synthesizers to treat everything from insomnia and anxiety to chronic pain and inflammation. The big difference is that there are no side effects because the body is treated as an energetic field rather than just a biological machine. This integration between empirical and intuitive approaches rekindles something that has long been fragmented: the holistic view of humanity. Rather than isolating symptoms, vibrational medicine aims to harmonize the system as a whole, acknowledging that emotions, thoughts, and habits also generate frequencies that affect our internal balance. Anger, for instance, vibrates around 150 Hz, while feelings like gratitude and compassion go above 500 Hz. It is no coincidence that higher emotional states are linked to improvements in the immune system. For those who want to incorporate this knowledge into daily life, there are practical ways to begin. Listening to certain kinds of music, like compositions tuned to 528 Hz, said to help repair DNA, or 396 Hz, which helps release emotional traumas, can significantly boost your mood and energy levels. Apps offering binaural beats, which stimulate the brain to enter deep relaxation, are also a convenient and effective way to experience sound therapy's benefits. This path toward vibrational medicine does not replace traditional medicine, but rather expands it. It proposes an integrative model in which technology is guided by a subtler, more sensitive understanding of the human being. After all, as Nobel Prize-winning physicist Max Planck put it, all the matter that we see is actually energy vibrating at a certain frequency. If that is the case, then we can no longer see the body as separate from the mind, nor health as merely the absence of disease. We are talking about a shift in consciousness, where healing is not simply taking a pill, but aligning yourself with the right frequency, the one that resonates with life's original harmony. This approach also invites us to rethink our role in the healing process. Rather than being a passive patient, you become an active agent, choosing what you consume, how you feel, and what you listen to, and therefore what you vibrate. It is a form of medicine that calls for responsibility, inner listening, and above all, reconnection with something greater. The very universe, which pulses in invisible notes that can be profoundly felt by those who learn to tune in. Behind the scenes of human history, a quiet revolution is gaining momentum, not with weapons or ideologies, but through frequencies, vibrations, and consciousness. It is the long-awaited reunion of two worlds that have been separated for ages: ancient wisdom and modern technology. Though some see this union as unlikely, it is inevitable for those who understand that the universe has always been an energetic dance, now being captured both by the mystic's inner eye and the scientist's instruments. For millennia, ancient people saw the cosmos as a vast orchestra in motion. Nothing stood still, everything vibrated. From shamanic chants to the sacred geometry in Egyptian temples, it all reflected the understanding that harmony between humans and the universe was governed by unseen yet powerful frequencies. This knowledge, passed down orally through generations, included practices capable of restoring internal and external balance, whether through sound, breathwork, body movements, or rituals carefully timed to nature's cycles. Today, with advances in neuroscience, quantum physics, and biofeedback technologies, we are beginning to see that these traditions were not mere superstition. On the contrary, they anticipated knowledge that science is just now confirming with microscopic precision. A clear example is vibrational medicine, where devices emit specific frequencies to regenerate tissue, reduce inflammation, or even modulate emotional states. Cutting-edge biotech companies and research centers are creating tools that measure and adjust the electromagnetic field of the human body, guided by the same principles used by healers and spiritual masters of the past. Bracelets that monitor heart coherence, therapeutic beds with binaural sound, quantum frequency meters. These innovations are inspired, even if indirectly, by ancient methods that saw the body not merely as a biological organism, but as an energy field interacting with the cosmos. This convergence is more than just a cool scientific twist. It is shaping a new worldview in which the invisible is no longer dismissed. For the first time in centuries, science is open to conversing with mysticism without prejudice. Instead of ridiculing what cannot be precisely measured, science aims to invent more refined ways to measure what was once only intuited. Take bioelectromagnetism studies, which show that our organs and vital systems emit subtle fields that can be altered by thoughts, emotions, and sounds. It is no surprise that some pioneering clinics already integrate vibrational modulation devices into standard medical treatments, achieving outcomes that defy traditional logic. A patient with chronic pain might find better relief from a 528 Hz sound bath than from strong painkillers, with no side effects, just vibrational realignment. But this union of past and future goes beyond healthcare. It touches on how we relate to reality. Portable EEG devices with high-precision sensors can show us in real time how meditation transforms our brainwaves, boosting neural connections, reducing inflammation, and promoting deep calm. None of this is new to monks, mystics, and spiritual seekers worldwide who have been practicing these techniques for centuries. The difference is that now we see the data behind the magic. The most intriguing part is that technology is not supplanting tradition. It is decoding it. Each new sensor and every new discovery about human and cosmic vibration confirms what the ancients always knew. The universe is made of harmonic patterns, and by tuning into them, life flows with more clarity, health, and purpose. We can see this synergy reflected in the design of healing environments, such as hospitals built with biophilic design and harmonic acoustics. These spaces are carefully planned to emit subtle frequencies that soothe the nervous system and promote recovery. This echoes the practices of ancient temples, where every detail, from the ambient sound to the geometry of the altar, was engineered for healing, upliftment, and transformation. We are therefore at the threshold of a new paradigm, one in which spirituality becomes tangible, science becomes more intuitive, and technology becomes a tool for reconnection. The goal is not simply to cure diseases, but to access deeper layers of being where true realignment happens. The body is not just matter, it is a field, a vibration, a frequency. In this new reality, emerging technologies act like extensions of our intuition, devices that read someone's energetic field and suggest frequencies for rebalancing, algorithms that translate emotions into healing sounds, platforms that analyze your surroundings and recommend purification rituals inspired by ancient indigenous traditions. It is the age where the ritual meets the code, and the ancestral oral teachings are interpreted through the language of data. Far from being a passing trend, this fusion represents the birth of a new type of knowledge that honors the past and envisions the future while staying rooted in the present. A knowledge that invites us not just to observe the world, but to engage with it, in tune, in harmony, in full awareness. Within this collective awakening, perhaps the biggest discovery is not found in machines or formulas, but in something more subtle. The realization that we ourselves are vibrational instruments, capable of tuning our frequency, healing our surroundings, and resonating with the cosmic symphony. If we really are instruments, have you ever stopped to wonder, what note are you vibrating at right now? Emotions are not just inner states. They are vibrational frequencies. They quietly shape the reality around us. Like human radios, we constantly broadcast signals to the universe, and just like turning the dial to a specific station, what we send out is what we receive in return. At this crossroads, contemporary teachings, such as those shared by Bashar, a non-physical entity channeled by Darryl Anka, and emerging fields like biogeometry, come together around a powerful premise. Our emotional states function like frequencies. Even more than that, they determine the quality, nature, and type of reality we experience. Bashar insists that one frequency stands out above all: excitement. Not the fleeting, artificial rush, but real excitement. That buzzing, electric feeling you get when you know you are doing exactly what you are meant to do. He calls it the signal from your higher self. It is like an inbuilt cosmic GPS guiding you toward the path most in tune with your highest vibrational self. When you follow this emotion, he says, you are literally surfing the waves of a reality where everything flows with greater ease, synchronicity, and purpose. Egyptian physicist and engineer Dr. Ibrahim Karim, the creator of biogeometry, takes a more technical approach but ends up in the same place. He studied how shapes, colors, and proportions can generate harmony in the body and environment, elevating a person's vibrational field. To Karim, everything is frequency, including health, the mind, and physical space. Biogeometry works with symbols and forms that resonate with what he calls the energy of balanced quality, a neutral frequency capable of restoring harmony to an unbalanced system. At heart, both Bashar and biogeometry highlight a single core truth. Everything we feel, think, or live is broadcast as vibration, and that vibration attracts by resonance everything else on the same wavelength. Or, as the saying goes, like attracts like. But what does that mean in daily life? Imagine you are having a terrible day, feeling irritated and frustrated. That emotional state produces a specific frequency, heavier, more contracted. If you keep operating on that frequency, you tend to attract events, people, and experiences that confirm that same vibe. It is as if reality is saying, oh, you are on this wavelength, then here is more of it. Now, shift the situation. Suddenly, you remember something that truly excites you, a cool creative idea, a new project, a piece of music, or a meaningful memory. Immediately, your vibration changes. You are tuned in to a different station. Reality starts responding differently as well. Bashar describes this shift as a quantum leap. You are not just changing your mood, you are literally switching to another timeline. You step into another version of reality that matches the new vibrational state. This does not guarantee instant magic, though it can happen sometimes, but it does mean you have repositioned yourself energetically. In that new place, you begin drawing in new possibilities, connections, and events that match it. It is interesting how this echoes ancient traditions. In Hinduism, for example, chakras, energetic centers of the body, are each linked to specific frequencies that affect everything from survival instincts to unconditional love and enlightenment. Sufism, a mystical current within Islam, teaches that the human heart is like a mirror. When it is clean, it reflects divine light. When it is cloudy, it distorts reality. Emotion, in this context, is what polishes that mirror. And so we come back to a critical question. Which frequency are you choosing right now? Because yes, it is a choice. It does not mean denying painful emotions or faking a smile. It means recognizing that every internal state directly impacts the shape our reality takes. Becoming aware of this is liberating. It opens the door to a kind of emotional responsibility that goes beyond self-control. It becomes a creative act. Ready to try it? Begin by creating a simple, emotional tracker for your day. Every hour, ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Is this feeling uplifting me or bringing me down? That is it. Over time, this habit reveals patterns, and most importantly, the chance to change them. Another useful approach is Bashar's excitement anchor. Whenever something genuinely excites you, even if it is small, cooking a new recipe, reading an interesting book, exploring a fascinating documentary, follow that feeling. Do more of it. These moments are like portals to alternative realities where you are more aligned with your true self. This leads to a deeper reflection. If we can change our reality by changing our vibration, what else could we transform if we fully grasped our own power? Many of us sense it intuitively, but few grasp its depth. The universe is fundamentally a vibrational orchestra, and each of us is an active instrument within that cosmic symphony. Ancient wisdom, preserved by civilizations that understood the language of the stars, the earth, and the spirit, is finding its place again through modern scientific perspectives. What was once called magic or mystery is now described in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Spiritual practices are not just ceremonial, they are precise tools for energetic realignment. Meditation, conscious breathing, mantras, and even listening to specific frequencies are direct routes to expanded states of consciousness. These practices reconnect us with the source, this cosmic intelligence that sustains all creation, endlessly vibrating within and around us. Science increasingly confirms what the ancients always knew. The body is made of energy, the mind influences matter, and emotions shape the energy field around us. Quantum physics shows there is no genuine separation between observer and observed, and our intentions, thoughts, and emotions, even the subtlest, directly impact what happens in the physical world. This revelation changes the game, taking us from passive victims of fate to conscious co-creators of reality. In this new paradigm, technology and spirituality do not cancel each other out. They complement each other. Modern devices can already read and adjust subtle frequencies, opening up possibilities for treatments and experiences that combine scientific rigor with a sense of the sacred. This goes far beyond just understanding how the body and mind work. It challenges us to adopt a new code of ethics, a vibrational ethic which recognizes each being's responsibility to manage their own energy. And here is the key point. If everything vibrates, everything communicates. We are in constant exchange with the universe. With each thought, we broadcast a frequency. With each decision, we activate a possibility. There is no neutral ground in vibrational terms. Either we are in tune with the forces of creation, or we are out of sync with them. Understanding this may be humanity's greatest spiritual leap. The blend of ancient wisdom and today's discoveries reveals we are not separate from the whole, but intimately woven into it. The energy we call divine is not something distant and unreachable in the sky. It is right here, in every heartbeat, in every atom. Spirit, once regarded as merely abstract, is recognized today as a vibrant, dynamic, and accessible presence, provided we know how to tune in. That is the big key, tuning in. Real transformation does not come from memorizing theories, but by opening ourselves to a direct experience of that connection. When we quiet the world's noise and tap into the conscious realm, where the ego melts away and only essential vibration remains, that is the sacred place where healing takes place, where answers surface, and where life begins to truly make sense. All of this begins with a simple yet powerful step: turning inward, learning to listen, and tuning up. Imagine if everyone around you understood that their personal frequency affects not only their own health, but also our collective reality. Elevated thoughts and caring actions are not just moral ideals, but real forces creating our world. Picture entire communities tuned to high frequencies, collectively manifesting a more harmonious, more conscious, and more just planet. This vision is not a pipe dream, it is already unfolding. And every awakened individual, every person who truly understands their role in this vibrational symphony helps speed up the shift. But it does not happen automatically. You must choose to raise your frequency. You have to practice. And above all, you have to remember that you are part of something infinitely larger, and that this cosmic force is alive within you, waiting to be awakened. Everything you need is already there inside your own consciousness, ready to be accessed. Every change begins the moment you understand your role as a co-creator. The only way to connect with this divine intelligence is through meditation. With that in mind, we have developed a set of sound tools designed to help you reach this higher state of awareness. To find out more and get immediate access, click on the link shown on the screen or in the comments.